If you're frustrated with long lines at the bank and unresponsive customer service, a credit union might be a place that is friendly, has reduced fees, and offers better interest rates. If you're frustrated with long lines at the bank and unresponsive customer service, a credit union might be where you want to put your money instead. It's hard to beat a place that is friendly, has reduced fees, and offers better interest rates. Does your big bank seem cold, formal, and unreachable? Credit unions tend to be much smaller than banks and can offer a friendlier atmosphere and tone and a more personal touch. They can be more accessible on every level, including responding to customer feedback. Unlike retail banks, which have large overhead costs and spend a lot of money to manage millions of accounts, credit unions have lower expenses and are typically smaller operations able to pass on their overhead savings to customers. Many credit unions also offer free checking accounts with no minimum balance constraints or fee-based transactions, including ATM withdrawals. On average, credit unions offer lower interest rates on mortgage and credit cards and higher rates on savings accounts. Because a credit union is a nonprofit organization, it isn't going to raise rates to turn a profit, tack on excess fees for different loan products, or pass profits on to stockholders. Instead, credit union members are the winners with lower rates on loans, higher dividends on deposits, and more services that serve them. To learn more about the benefits of credit unions, visit GoBankingRates.com.
Credit unions offer the same consumer financial services that you can find at a bank: checking accounts, savings accounts, CDs, auto loans, home loans, debit cards, credit cards, and more. So, you can find the same kind of accounts and loans at a credit union as you can at a bank. But credit unions are different from banks, and we're going to explain how. Reason number 1. Credit union members elect their board of directors. Credit unions are member-owned. When you join Members Credit Union and open up an account, you're not just a customer, you're an equal owner. Each member votes in the democratic election of the credit union's board of directors. It doesn't matter how much money a member has, each member has one equal vote. That means you have a say in credit union decisions that affect you and your credit union accounts. At a bank, you are a customer, not an owner. The bank is owned by a group of investors who may not even be customers of the bank at all. These investors decide who is on the board of directors and therefore heavily influence big decisions that affect you and the money you work hard for to save in the bank. Reason number 2. Credit union members share a common bond. Credit unions serve groups of people who share a common bond because they work together or live in the same community. Traditionally, each credit union began with a few hardworking employees or socially concerned citizens who were unsatisfied with the service provided by their local bank. So, they started their own credit union to give their fellow employees and neighbors a place to borrow and save money in a fair and cooperative environment, not influenced by rich bank investors. The popularity of credit unions has grown quite a bit since their humble beginnings, and now almost everyone in the world can find a credit union where they work or where they live to join. Banks are founded by rich investors who already have a lot of money. They start a bank with hopes of making a profit. These investors most likely are not interested in bonding with their customers. Reason number 3. Credit unions are member-focused. Since our members own us, we focus on their needs. When the credit union earns money, we pay it back to our members with free benefits, fewer fees, better loan rates, and higher dividends to your checking account and savings accounts. Banks have to answer to their investors, who are focused on making more money. That's why you'll find that banks charge more fees and pay less back to their customers. Reason number 4. Credit unions are socially responsible. Members Credit Union understands what it means to be a good community citizen. Not only do we provide scholarships to members pursuing an education, we are also community involvement fanatics. Our employees have raised thousands of dollars, walked hundreds of miles, and volunteered many hours to support community causes like research for curing diabetes, providing support services for cancer patients, collecting toys and food for underprivileged families, supporting active military and veterans, and collecting school supplies for local schools. And you know what? There are socially responsible people who work at our local banks too. Bank employees are part of our community. They are caring citizens, and some of them are even proud credit union members. Maybe one day those rich investors who own the banks will take a cue from their socially responsible employees. But until that happens, you can always join a credit union.
Credit unions are cooperatives, which means they are owned by their members. Cooperatives, whether they be financial institutions, electrical cooperatives, or food co-ops, all share the same 7 principles. Principle number 1, voluntary and open membership. You can belong to a credit union no matter your financial situation, race, or gender without discrimination. Principle number 2, democratic member control. This means we are controlled by our members. The members elect a volunteer board of directors that calls the shots. So we're not in this to get rich, but help you reach financial freedom. Principle number 3, member economic participation. Your success is our success. The more people who participate, the more the credit union can give back in the form of lower loan rates, higher savings yields, fewer fees, and more products. Just like karma, what goes around comes right back around. Principle number 4, autonomy and independence. We are owned by our members, not outside shareholders. That makes each member the boss. Principle number 5, education, training, and information. We are actively involved in helping members get ahead and financial education. Got a few minutes? We'll teach you the merits of budgeting, planning for retirement, or even how to balance your account. Principle number 6, cooperation among cooperatives. We network together to provide more ATMs than the world's largest bank. We also share 4,000 branches across the country that most any credit union member can access. Principle number 7, concern for the community. Credit union folks everywhere participate in volunteering for all sorts of local charities. It's just part of our DNA. When you join a credit union, you don't just join a cooperative, you join a movement rooted in the 7 cooperative principles. This video has been brought to you by your local credit union through the National Credit Union Foundation and Corporate One. If you're frustrated with long lines at the bank and unresponsive customer service, a credit union might be where you want to put your money instead. It's hard to beat a place that is friendly, has reduced fees, and offers better interest rates. Does your big bank seem cold, formal, and unreachable? Credit unions tend to be much smaller than banks and can offer a friendlier atmosphere and tone and a more personal touch. They can be more accessible on every level, including responding to customer feedback. Unlike retail banks, which have large overhead costs and spend a lot of money to manage millions of accounts, credit unions have lower expenses and are typically smaller operations able to pass on their overhead savings to customers. Many credit unions also offer free checking accounts with no minimum balance constraints or fee-based transactions, including ATM withdrawals. On average, credit unions offer lower interest rates on mortgage and credit cards and higher rates on savings accounts. Because a credit union is a nonprofit organization, it isn't going to raise rates to turn a profit, tack on excess fees for different loan products, or pass profits on to stockholders. Instead, credit union members are the winners with lower rates on loans, higher dividends on deposits, and more services that serve them. To learn more about the benefits of credit unions, visit GoBankingRates.com.
Okay, hello everyone. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining in on today's Zoom presentation. My name, as you know, is Patience, and today, don't worry, I'm not joining from the United States. I'm not part of those from joining from the United States. I'm joining right from GH from Oahu. Yeah, so thank you so much for joining in. We will be talking about everything you need to know about PGW Credit Union. So in the meantime, we have 13 people on the call, which is great. Thank you so much for coming on time. We are also live on Facebook. So in the next few minutes before we start, can you kindly help share the links to the others to also join so that we can proceed. Because tonight's presentation is going to be super packed, super packed. Many people have been writing and calling and emailing the PGW Credit Union to make enquiries about generally the credit union. So this meeting is coming on so that we can address some of the very simple things that you need to know about the credit union, so that the calls that come in the office can be not minimized, but basically our partners can know a lot about the credit union so that certain enquiries will be addressed. So yes, in the meantime, kindly share the links, invite others to also join so that we can proceed. Okay, so now we have Ben Kwesi, you're welcome. Delaco, you're welcome. Joel, you're welcome. Lucy, Ms. G, Richard, another Richard, Salim, and Veronica. You're all most welcome. We really appreciate you for being on time. Thank you so much. I hope you can all hear me. If you can hear me, kindly drop an email, drop a number, drop something in the chat box. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Kindly drop something in the chat box. Okay, I'm not seeing anything in the chat box. Does that mean you're not hearing me? Okay, Ben, you can hear me. Thank you. Joel, thank you. Miss G, thank you. Okay, so that means you can all hear me. Okay, the next thing is, can you tell me where, which region, which country you're joining me from? Because PGW is a global family. We are partners from all walks of life. So we need to know where you are joining us from so that we can acknowledge you duly. Okay, so Richard is joining from Swedro, Ms. G from Tema. Okay, Akosombo. Oh, that's great. That's great. From Cape Coast. Wonderful. Wonderful. So this shows that PGW Credit Union is a cut across. We have many people joining from different parts of this country. The international partners are yet to join. Okay, we still on. Okay, so before we will start, just briefly, is there anyone here who is not a partner of PGW Credit Union? Anybody on the call who is not a partner? Is there anyone on the call who is not a partner of credit union? If you're not yet a partner, that means if you have not yet registered with a credit union, you can drop something in the chat box. Just drop 111 in the chat box. Let me know. Okay, Richard, you're new. Joel, you're also new. Okay. Okay, that's great. Right, so before we start, the PGW Credit Union, as we all know, okay, Ms. G as well. Oh, okay, okay. So the PGW Credit Union is a financial institution, just like any other credit union, that is set up specifically for Longrich members. For Longrich members. So the name or the title PGW is there just because the executives mainly are from a Longrich team, which is called PGW. So in order to honor this initiative from this particular Longrich team, the title has been added onto the credit union. But that does not mean that it's only PGWT members who are eligible to join the credit union. Everybody, as long as you are a partner of Longrich, you have your membership code from Longrich, it doesn't matter your team, you can be a partner of PGW Credit Union and enjoy all the benefits that PGW has in store for you. Yes, so that is what the credit union is about. Just like any other credit union, it's a savings and loans institution where you can save money and then also get money in forms of loans when you need them. But in the case of PGW Credit Union, you are eligible to, one, to save your Longrich commissions. So the commissions you are paid from Longrich every week, every month, whenever, you are eligible to save it in a separate account dedicated specifically for you. So you are able to save your commissions from Longrich in that account. You are also eligible to do your own personal savings aside that of Longrich, aside the commissions you get from Longrich. You can also save that. And then whenever you need financial support to build your Longrich business, specifically your Longrich business, then you can seek the loan, you can apply for the loan, you can apply for the financial support from the credit union, and then you'll be given that support to build your Longrich business. So this is one of the initiatives that brought about the establishment of the PGW Credit Union. This is why the PGW Credit Union was established, specifically to help each and every Longrich partner to grow in their business. So we have many people who have benefited from this greatly. Many people have qualified for trips. Many people have qualified for cars just by seeking the support from the PGW Credit Union and then getting it. So the PGW Credit Union was able to support in funding their qualification for the incentive. So we all know as Longrich partners, we have incentives. We have car incentives, travel incentives. We have promotions that we run on regular basis. So if, for example, you are a partner already, you need maybe just a little amount of money to top up what you already have in order to help you to qualify for travel or a car or a promo, anything like that. You can seek the help of the credit union if you are a partner of the credit union. And the credit union is going to fund or give you that extra money you need to qualify for that incentive. So this is in brief what the credit union is about. Now, what are some of the other benefits you can also get? With the credit union, you, unlike other banks where you only save and get maybe very minimal interest on what you have saved there, with the PGW Credit Union, once you become a partner and you are an active member, at the end of every annual season, there is an interest that is shared for every member based on the amount of shares you hold with the credit union. So you're able to make some extra profits just by passing your Longrich commissions through the credit union or saving with the credit union. This is one of the benefits you also get. Aside, if you want a loan, which you can also get. Another thing is that with a credit union, everybody is an equal owner. So that is why we have the slogan, Credit Union Happy Family. This is a family and we share. Sharing is our main objective, is our main goal. So with a credit union, you are an equal shareholder. You are an equal owner. You have the right to take part in decision making whenever there is a decision to be made. you stand a chance, or you have the right to also contribute towards the running, the smooth running and organization of the credit union. So you have that benefits, unlike other banks which are owned by executives and you have no say. All you have to do is just put your money there and let the money rest. You go for it when you need it, and nobody cares about your money, what you do, anything like that. The credit union is not like that. The credit union gives you that opportunity to feel like you are a part of something, you own something. So with PGW Credit Union, we give you that. And a plus to that, an extra credit to that, is that when you are a prestige shareholder, that means that your level is a bit higher than the regular members. And what tells that difference is the amount of shares you put into your credit union account. So we will go to that shortly when we start to do the main presentation. So if you come on board as a prestige shareholder, you are eligible to form a part or join the board of executives that take decisions for the credit union. So if you are new and you want to come on board, and then you want to form a part of the board of this credit union, try and join as a prestige shareholder, because this will give you that opportunity to join the board. So you can take advantage of that. If you are a regular member now, you can also upgrade yourself to becoming a prestige holder so that you can also join the board when need be. Regular members, you are not left out. You still own an equal share, just that you cannot take that level of joining the board in terms of decision making. So let's all try to upgrade ourselves. And then also sometimes we get inquiries in the office about how to join the credit union. So how do you join the credit union? There are a few steps towards joining. Yes, there are a few steps towards joining, and I will run you through the steps in joining. But before we do that, let me just briefly take you through. So first of all, to become an active member or a member of the credit union, you have to make payments for your shares. That is one, because the shares is what actually guarantees your membership with the credit union. So you have to pay shares. And with the shares, we have, for regular members, 100 cedis for the shares. And then for prestige members, you have 500 Ghana cedis. So this amount you have to pay in order to own a share and become an official member of the credit union. And this money, you can take it anytime you decide to withdraw from the credit union. If you decide not to join the credit union again, you are entitled to taking back your shares amounts which you put in. You can take that. Aside paying of your shares, we also have the dues and then the registration. So registration fee and then the dues. And this in total for regular members goes for about 30 to 50 Ghana cedis. And then for prestige holders, it's 100 to 150 Ghana cedis approximately. So in total for regular members, approximately about 150 is enough to set you up officially with the credit union. And then for prestige members, a total of about 600 Ghana cedis is enough to set you up to become an official member of the credit union. But this is not it. The fact that you pay this amount to the credit union does not automatically give you membership to the credit union. The other steps follow. The next step is that you need to fill a form. You need to fill a form, and this is the form where you put in your personal details or your identification details so that the credit union can recognize you and then credit you duly when your payments come through. So you have to fill the forms, and then we have two forms. we have an online form, and then we have a Google form. You need to fill all of these. After the meeting, if anybody wants to join, you can connect with the one who invited you, and they can share these links with you so that you can fill the forms. Now, the third part you have to do. So after paying the shares, the registration, the dues, and then filling the 2 forms, the next thing you have to do is to connect your credit union account to your Longrich membership code. So when you are joining, as you're filling the form, you are signing on board as a Longrich partner, and therefore you need your code. So that code is what identifies you as you in the credit union. So now that you have filled the forms and made your payments, you now have to go either to the head office, which is at East Legon, to the finance office, or you can contact them to change or update your membership code. You know, when you're joining Longrich, before you get your membership code, you have to fill a form, and then that registration form, you put bank details. So now you have to change that bank details of that code, that membership code, into that of the credit union. So if you have the credit union bank details, you give that office, and then they update it. So they are going to change it from the bank that you originally registered with into that of the credit union account. The reason why we do this is that so that whenever Longrich is paying you your commissions every week, the commissions come into the credit union, and then once it touches in that account, it comes with your membership code, and that membership code is linked to your credit union account. So once the commission hits the account, automatically the system detects that this money is for you, and so automatically the system credits that money into your credit union account for you. So this is the final step to make you an official and active member of the credit union. If you haven't done this third part, you stand at a chance of losing so much, because that shows that you are not active and you are not official with the credit union. And so whenever you need any financial support, you might be rejected by the board because you don't have an active running of your account. Nothing active is going on. Nobody knows how much money you have. And so giving you that financial support is going to be very difficult, because the board is not able to determine how you're going to repay your loan should you be given that loan. So this is why you have to allow your commissions to pass through your own credit union account. So now Longrich will not pay into your old bank accounts, but they will now pay into your credit union bank account. These are the 3 major steps that you need to go through in order to officially become an active member of the credit union. So at this point, I have spoken so much. I would want to pause a little bit and take questions up to this point, what we have discussed. So if there is anybody here with a question based on what we have discussed so far, kindly raise a hand, and then you'll be allowed to share and ask your question. Or if you don't want to speak on camera, then you can type it in the chat box so that we address it for you. Okay, so now Grace is asking, please, how much is the prestige level? Okay, so I mentioned this earlier. For prestige, you need a total amount of 600 Ghana cedis. Yes, yes. So the breakdown will be given to you when you are given the links to join. So in total, 600 Ghana cedis is enough to get you started on the prestige level. Okay, so Grace again says, I have filled out the online forms. So how do I start making payments? Okay, so Grace, I'm going to put the office line. That's our WhatsApp line. Okay, for customer care, I have put that. So you can send a WhatsApp on this number I have just put in the chat box, and then you'll be given the breakdown. So you'll be given the rest of the details in which can help you make the payments so that you can proceed. Okay, so Grace again is asking the prestige amount, which is 600, is payable once a year. Okay, so the shares of 500 Ghana cedis is a one-time payment. So if you pay it this year, you don't have to pay another 500 next year. No, it's a one-time payment, and it's going to last you as long as you stay with the credit union. When you decide to close your account, you take your 500 and then you cancel your account. But the other 100 cedis, which adds the 500 to make the 600 Ghana cedis, 50 is for membership dues, and then 50 is for registration fee. Now, the 50 for registration is also a one-time payment because you register once with a credit union. But the savings and dues, the dues which is the 50, is payable every season, so annually. So every year you would have to renew your membership by paying 50 Ghana cedis. So I hope your question is answered. Yes, so it's only the 50 Ghana cedis, that is for prestige members. Only the 50 Ghana cedis, which is for dues, is what is paid annually. Aside that, the shares is a one-time payment, the registration is a one-time payment. Yes, another thing before we start with the main reason why we are here today is the savings. So many people ask, how often should you save? How often should you save? Aside you passing through your long-range commissions into the credit union, you also have the opportunity to save aside your long-range commissions. So that you can also do either weekly or monthly, and that depends on you, the amounts you want to save. But minimum, at least you should be able to be saving between 5 to 10 cedis every month or every week, depending on your financial status. You can be saving this regularly. That is for the savings. That is different from the registration, the dues, and the shares, and your long-range commissions. That is totally different from that. Yes, so okay, anybody with any other question? Then we proceed to tonight's meeting. Okay, what benefit do we get from paying the dues? Okay, so like I said, at the end of every annual season of the credit union, we have what we call interest that is paid onto into your account. So once you pay your dues gives you that opportunity to become a member of the credit union, so that when you need financial help or aid, you can get it. And for the shares, the benefits you get is the interest that is paid to you at the end of every month. I mean, at the end of every year, sorry. At the end of every year. Okay, so we will now begin. Any other questions? Okay, so if there are no questions, we are going to dive in straight into the main reason why we are here tonight. So we all know that it's been almost a year. It's been almost 12 solid months since the birth of PGW Credit Union. So yay, hooray, congratulations to all of us for making this work. We are almost a year since the birth of this wonderful family. So as a result of that, we have to do what is called accounting to our partners, because you remember we said before, once you join PGW Credit Union, you are an equal shareholder, or you are an equal owner of this financial institution. And so because of that, we have to account to you how the credit union is doing so far since its establishment. And so tonight we are going to report to you our financial performance since January 2021 to September 2021. Yes, so at this juncture, I would want to hand over the mantle to our own leader, the revolutionist, who is an accountant by profession and also a consultant to the PGW Credit Union. So he is going to come on board and present to us the official financial report on the performance of the credit union so far since the period of January 2021 to September 2021. So ladies and gentlemen, let's all kindly pay attention because from here, it's going to be numbers. It's going to be numbers. So if you're the type that hates numbers like me, you might have to take a book and a pen and write things down because we are going to account to you every dime that has come in and gone out of the credit union in terms of finance. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for staying with me till now. Now I hand over to Mr. Kennedy Amwakon to run us through the financial report for the credit union. Thank you so much. So Mr. Kennedy, if you are available now, kindly take up the mantle and run us through the reports. Okay, so I think the revolutionist is still setting up. So as we wait for him, let's just go through a few questions, comments as we wait for him. Okay, so Delaco is asking a question. Delaco says, what benefit? Okay, I think I answered this one. Okay, he also says, what is the maximum amount of shares one can buy? Okay, so Delaco, you are entitled, you have the freedom to pay as much as you can afford for shares. The only thing is that the minimum is for regular members, 100 cedis. You can't pay less than 100 cedis for shares if you want to come on board as a regular member. And for a prestige member, you can't pay less than 500 Ghana cedis for shares. For prestige members, it is 500 or above. You can pay less. So with this, you can pay 5,000, you can pay 10,000 if you can afford for shares. And what you benefit from that is that your interest, which will be paid to you at the end of the annual season, will be more than everybody else because you have the highest shares. So your interest is going to be paid based on the amount of shares you hold with the credit union. So if you want more interest paid to you, if you want to earn more interest, you just pay more for shares. That's it. Yeah, so I hope your question is answered. Yeah. Okay, so Joel is asking, please, can you touch on savings and loan interest? Okay, yes, we will do that as part of the financial report. So when the revolutionist is on board, he's going to take us through the amount of interest you can earn when you are when you pay for your interest, your savings and your loans and all that. Okay. So yeah, okay. Mr. Kennedy, are you with us now? Mr. Kennedy, if you can hear us. Okay. All right, so we are still waiting for Mr. Kennedy to join us. He's going to join
All right,
us.
thank you very much,
Okay,
Pat.
he's on.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Oh, God. All right, thank you. Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Pat. Good afternoon from US. Very good afternoon from US. I miss home. I miss everybody. I saw a lot of questions coming in, and I'm really happy we asking all these questions. Please, if you can hear the sound of my voice, just drop in the chat box 333. Let me just be sure that you can hear the sound of my voice. If you can hear the sound of my voice, just drop in the chat box 333, 333, 333, 333. I want to see as many 333 as possible. I want to see as many 333 as possible. I'm seeing only one from Favor, please. Does it mean Favor is the only person who can hear my voice? I don't want to believe so. Okay, so Joel, Emmanuel, all right, who else? Who else can hear my voice? Okay, Pat, is that all? Who else? I want to make sure I'm communicating. Now, one beautiful thing about the credit unions is that in credit union, every member has equal rights, and every member is also part of the owners of the company. So the management of the credit union deemed it fit that today, as part of our education meeting, as a consultant of the credit union, I should come and then educate the members about how we have performed so far within the past 9 months. And that is exactly what I'm going to do. Now, at the end of the year, the credit union will have its auditors from the Department of Cooperatives, which is our regulators, and then KUA to come and audit the credit union. Then they will call for annual general meeting of all the members. Then the auditors will come and read audit report for the year to everybody. So this is not your audited reports as members, but at the end of the year, you receive an audited report. Then when you receive the report as members of the credit union, you decide what you want to do with your profit. If you want to use your profit to run your own Longrich promo, you can do that. That's the beauty of it. If you want to share everything to the members as their dividend, all those who have shares, you take your profit and then you share. It belongs to you. So unlike receiving your Longrich commissions through the bank, then at the end of the year, they don't give you anything on it. As a member of a credit union, once you receive your bonuses through the credit union, at the end of the year, you get dividend from doing that. So let me just present to you briefly how the credit union has performed as at September. All right. So there is a saying from Benjamin Franklin that says that a penny saved is a penny earned. A penny saved is a penny earned. So this saying is something that really hits my heart. When I came to US here, I visited a friend in Wilson, and I was so surprised. This friend had a box, like a container, a glass. When you enter into her bedroom, that glass is just right at the door. Then every day, what he does is that the coins, the pence, the coins, he just dropped the coins in the container, maybe $1, 50 cents, 25 cents. Then he was just dropping it in a container. Then he went with me to the bank with a container. Then he poured it into a machine, and the machine counted the coins. And when we checked the amount, we're talking about $45. I was so shocked. So I agree with Benjamin that a penny saved is a penny earned. So this is just an overview. This is not a total financial report. So for this period, the credit union have made an income. This is not deposit. This is income of 39,000 Ghana cedis. And this money came from the loan processing fees, the interest on loans that we've given to our members, registration fees, the dues, and all that. That is what this money is made of. And then this is the cost of funds. Now, this is what a credit union does. When a member needs help and the credit union doesn't have enough funds, we contact other members who have funds. Then we ask them, a member needs money to qualify for a promo, but we don't have all the funds. Can you help? The person says, okay, I have this amount of money. I won't withdraw it for the next 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. So you can give it to the person so that the interest the person will pay, which is normally profit that people make from taking advantage of the promos that are running. So for example, maybe car promo is about to end. They are doing double PV, triple PV. And the person needs just about 20,000 to qualify. When the person qualifies, he's getting, for example, let's say 80,000 Ghana cedis as a car fund. He can pay off the 20,000 loan, pay maybe interest in addition, and still better off. So the member says, okay, the interest you charge, we will give the member some for withholding his money and giving it out for loan because we don't have enough funds. And that interest we pay to members who borrow us to give to our Longrich members is the 20,000 cost of funds. You bear with me that as a new and growing financial institution, as a union, we may not have huge funds sitting there waiting, smiling at us. But as leaders, we try to speak to one another. That is what makes it a union. So Kojo needs money to qualify for promo. Amma have reserve funds somewhere. Amma says, oh, I have money, so let's give it to the brother to qualify so that when he pays the interest element, I get a portion. This is what we're talking about. This is not dividend. This is members who give money that let's support other people. Then our operational expenses. Our operational expenses for the period from January up to September is 8,179 Ghana cedis. If you divide this by 9 months, 8,179 divided by 9, this means that in a month, we are spending not more than 900 Ghana cedis. It's not even up to 1,000 in operating the credit union. And this 900 takes care of staff costs, takes care of our utilities, take care of office expenses, take care of software maintenance, take care of our everything, utilities, everything. So you
Yes. Okay, hello everybody. Okay, so I think we lost the revolutionist a little bit. Yes, we lost him a little bit on the call. So yes, as we wait for him, yeah, he's basically reporting to us on the expenses so far since the period January to September 2021. And you can see so many figures already. I always get brain lagged whenever I see multiple numbers. So it's a bit all over the place for me, but the way he presents it is authentic because he is an accountant by profession. And so he knows his job very well. And he knows how best to account to us on our expenses and our activities financially since the beginning of this credit union. Okay, so as we wait for him, Can we take questions? Can we take questions or comments so far? Anybody with a question or comment? Hello, can you all hear me, please? Okay, if you can hear me, kindly drop 111 in the chat box. Let me see 111 in the chat box. Kindly type 111 in the chat box. Okay, so if Favor can hear me, thank you, Favor. Thank you, Grace. Okay, so that means you can hear me. That's great. Okay, so now anybody has any questions? Okay, iPhone, I see something from you. Do you want to ask a question? You can unmute now.
Yeah, hello, good
iPhone,
evening.
you have the floor. Good evening.
Yeah, please, I wanted to ask if there is a percentage on the shares that we buy. So maybe the percentage of earning.
Okay. Okay. So with the loans, the percentage of loan, it depends. Yes, it depends on the amount that you're requesting for. That determines the percentage that you would have to pay as interest on the amount. So the revolutionist will touch on that when he's back. So he will throw more light on it. So I think he's back now. Okay, Mr. Kennedy, are you back with us now? We lost you for a second. Okay, I don't know if we still have him here, but we'll take maybe one last question, if there is any, so that once he joins us, we hand over to him. So we will hand over to him shortly. Any other question? Okay, if there is no other question, I think the revolutionist is back. So we hand over the mantle once again to him.
Very sorry. I didn't know some parts of America, internet also have not been stable. It's the first time I'm experiencing this in America. I thought this is only in Ghana. I didn't know America and glass and internet so stable. Anyway, all right. So like I was saying, the net profit before dividend, this is what belongs to the members. So just imagine you put your money in the bank. Just imagine that you saving your money in the bank, or you receiving your Longrich commissions in the bank. And then at the end of the year, the bank does not even account to you. And the profit the bank makes, they share it to the owners of the bank. Compared to you receiving your Longrich commission through a credit union, which you are a member, and they account to you, and you have the power to elect leaders to lead the credit union. And at the end of the year, any profits they make, you are part of those who make the decision on how to distribute this profit. This is what we are talking about. Then our statement of affairs, we say statement of affairs, we're talking about, and so how much money do we have? We have total assets of 86,000. This money is sitting there. We don't have anything to do with it for now because no member needs loan. So we just made, I think the board recently, last week, they made a decision that they should send this money into treasury bill. About 60,000 or 70,000 of this, they instructed that this should be sent into treasury bill. And this money is not any money borrowed from anywhere. It is members' Longrich commission. That is with the credit union. They are saving with the credit union. This is how much we have sitting there untouched. Pat, has the treasury bill been booked?
It's in progress, sir.
All right.
We're
okay.
working on it, so very
So
soon.
if a member should come now and say, sir, there is a promo, I need some money to support. The credit union has this money there. They can give out. If for any reason the person or the demands that come is more than this 86,000, this is when the credit union falls on other members who may have reserve funds. And then we say, could you give us money? Somebody have need who is a member. Let's top up and give to the person. Then we give you a portion of the interest. That's what we do. Then there's our liability to our members. So members' Longrich commissions and savings money and shares, that is with the credit union, is 80,000 Ghana cedis. So you could see that there is a balance. So if members should come today and say, oh, all of us, we need our money, not a problem for the credit union. We have this 86,000 sitting there. We owe members 80,000. We can easily pay. Then other payables, 6,900. Now the 6,900 you see there is there because what we decided to do prudently as a credit union, the management decided that the staff costs and then some other expenses, the credit union will not pay for now. They will accrue them. So like renting of office, utilities, those things are shared costs. The credit union doesn't have its own rented office alone. It will be too expensive. So they share an office. Staffs who work for the credit union, the cost is shared with other companies. So we operate with a model called shared cost so that the expenses are shared with other companies. That is why our operating expenses is very low. I had somebody asking, what do we do with the dues and then the registration fee? That is what is supposed to be used to cater for these operating expenses. People's Longrich commission is not to be spent by the credit union. It is their money. They can come for it. So it is the dues and registration fees and interest. That is what a credit union can use for operations. So the union has not started paying utilities and rental like shared expenses. This is what they owe. And so at the end of the day, the net assets, which is what belongs to the members for sharing, is 18,000 Ghana cedis. Let me just blow your mind up a little with some statistics. So in total, we have a total membership, people who have accounts with a credit union is 59. The 59 doesn't represent accounts, it's members, individuals you can count. But we have people who have accounts which are multiple. For example, personally, I have a lot of accounts with a credit union because I have a lot of accounts with Longrich. So I've linked all my Longrich accounts to the credit union so that I receive my commissions through the credit union. So we have over 150 to 200 member accounts. However, the individual members is 59. And this 59, those who have shares, the total value of shares is 7,930. The total savings is 26,000. And the total Longrich account, this means that monies that we are holding for members who have Longrich membership account is 45,000. So in total, that makes up the breakdown. The breakdown makes up the 80,103 Ghana cedis. Then our top 10 members out of the 59, if we put all of them, their deposit together, this is 71,000. And this contributes to 89% of the credit union's total deposits. Out of these 59 members, only 7 have their shares up to 100 Ghana cedis. There are 4 of them whose shares are not up to 100. What does this tell us? You can join the credit union, and if you don't even have the minimum shares of 100, you could build it gradually. Then we have 12 members who have minimum of 500, who are prestige members. Some have 1,000, some have 2,000, and so on. So at the end of this year, we are going to introduce our full leadership, which is board members, loans committee members, supervisory committee members. And it is only prestige members who can stand for these positions. You are not a prestige member, you can't stand for these positions. Then when we present them to the members, now the members will have the right to vote or elect. So yes, you can be a prestige member, but if you are not a good leader in your team and you don't have most of your team members as part of the credit union, well, it's possible you may not get votes. Because it's the members, that one, for the voting, everybody have rights so far as your shares is 100. But to vie for the position, you must be a prestige member. Because we don't want somebody with 100 cedis to be managing somebody's money that is over 10,000, 20,000. The person may not have the vision that that person is having. So to be a leader, you must have significant amount of money with a credit union. That is why we set that pace. However, to vote such people to power, everybody has the right, so far as your shares is 100. Okay? Again, when we are sharing the profits that we have made, it's not about prestige or regular member. Everybody will get some, so far as your shares is 100, and you have paid your dues, and you have paid your registration fee for that year. That is how we operate. However, those who have higher amount of shares will get higher share of the profits. If your shares is small, you get smaller share of the profits. So if my shares is 5,000 and we are sharing profits, I will get more than who your shares is 100 cedis or 200. That is how the principle works. Then there are some members who do not have shares at all. There are 36 people in all. How did this happen? They have just registered, filled a form, and they have linked their Longrich account to the credit union. So of course, when Longrich pays the commission, nobody keeps it. We still have your account there. We drop it in. So assuming these people, they didn't have an account with a credit union, what would have happened? Longrich would have been keeping that money, and you earn nothing on it. So there are people who don't have bank accounts, and they have just used the credit union as their bank. And those people are the 36 we are talking about here. All right. Now, how well have we supported our members in terms of loan? We have only one member whose loan is running and has not finished paying because the loan has not expired. So the loan is still running. We don't have any default because the way we run the credit union, hardly will anybody default, because there are policies that operate, and we make sure we don't put our members into distress. We don't give you support when we know you cannot afford it. We assess very well, we evaluate. So as of now, there is nobody who have defaulted. We have given loans to 9 members from January to September. We've supported 9 Longrich members. And the total funds we have given to people for loan is 362,500 Ghana cedis. This is how much we have been able to support our members. Then our top 10 members, top 10 out of the 56, top 10 members, meaning people who have, like, their balance is high. One is PGW Ghana, of course. PGW Ghana is an organization. They are members: Eric Donto, Rocky Okine, Esther Ajala, Romeo, our Diamond 6 leader. Rocky is also a car awardee from Swedro. Esther Ajala is in UK. Sylvia Lawson, Captain SD Nick Owusu, Telma, Pius, and Timmy. Timmy is also in UK. Pius is also in UK. So people who are not even in Ghana are able to join the PGW Credit Union, so far as they are Longrich members. So ladies and gentlemen, these are your top 10 members. You can also be part of the top 10 by AGM time. And we want to say thank you and appreciate all these leaders. There's a balance. It's not only PGW members. Captain Nick is there, Timmy is there, Estadala is there, Rocky Okan is there, Romeo is there. And all these people are top 10. And they are also prestige members. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time. If anybody have any question, you can ask me. But the main financial report will come at the end of the year when auditors have audited. Then they will present to you. Then you can make decision what to use your money for. But remember, if you don't have your minimum shares of 100, you cannot take part in that decision making. You can observe, but you can't decide. Thank you very much. If there's any question, you can ask. Pat, I hand over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Kennedy. Thank you so much for this wonderful report. I believe everybody on the call is highly convinced, because this is how we do it. This is how the professionals do it. So we had a lot of numbers. I believe that we are all convinced with the reports that came in. At this point, is there anyone who has any opinions, questions, comments or anything to share on the numbers that were called on during the presentation? Anybody with a question or comment? Okay, so someone is asking, let me check. Okay, so Grace again is asking, what is the minimum amount I can contribute to qualify for a loan? Okay, Mr. Kennedy, if you are still with us, I think this question can be best answered by you. Grace is asking, what is the minimum? Yes, what is the minimum amount you can contribute in order to qualify for a loan? So basically the loan policies, what guides someone from qualifying for a loan? Mr. Kennedy, are you with us? Okay, so I don't think he's on now, but I would try to attempt answering this. Yeah, so in order to qualify for a loan, the board will have to sit down and assess what you need a loan for. So in the process of observing what you need the loan for, we have to check how much you need in actuality to qualify for what it is you need the loan for. So let me create an instance here. Let's say, for instance, there is a car award running and the PVs needed to qualify for this car award is, let's say, 10,000 PVs. Now in your Longrich accounts, you have already 5,000 PVs. So that means you need an extra 5,000 PVs to qualify for this car award, but you don't have the money to fund this 5,000 PVs in order to qualify for the car. So you rely on the credit union. Now the credit union checks with the finance, and then we check how much you need in total to qualify for the car award. And then we give you that money, and that money, we don't hand it over to you in cash. We pay directly to Longrich. So you don't get to see your money, but you get to win the incentive. So that is how we run. So that from that point on, if you accepted to get the loan, we take it from there. So PGW will communicate now with finance. We pay directly to finance. Your stockist will process the order. So the money will be credited to your stockist back office. You make that order with that PVs that you need, and it is confirmed. So once it's confirmed, and then you have the incentive, which was the reason why you asked for the loan, then you get the incentive. And after that, you start your repayment. So I don't know if your question is answered. This was just an attempt. But if there is any of my leaders here who wants to add on, you can also add on. So yeah, briefly, this is the guidelines which govern loans with the PGW Credit Union. So Grace, please let me know if your question is somehow answered. Now Rocky is asking it. Okay, in order to qualify for loan, you need to save for at least 6 months. Very good. So this is one of our top leaders who is also contributing to Grace your question. So he says, in order to qualify for the loan, you need to save for at least 6 months, which is a mandatory requirement. So for the board to accept your loan request. And we can also give special loan whilst you haven't saved for 6 months, depending on the situation. Yeah, so that is the board. So the board of directors, executives, the loans committee, they sit down to discuss based on the situation, the circumstance. They can grant you the loan or they can assess your loan. Okay, so Grace says a question is answered. Okay, thank you so much. Anybody else? Okay, Delaco, Your hand is raised. Kindly unmute now and shoot. Delako, you have the floor.
Okay, yeah, good evening. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Good evening, you're welcome.
Yeah, I want to know, for the savings, they say at least 5 cedis a month, or once at least you have to do contribution once in a month. So I wanted to find out, instead of paying it monthly, can I decide to make a savings for the whole year at a sitting? Is it
Okay.
possible?
Okay, yes, it is 100% possible. So, if you want to save a particular amount regularly, you can combine everything in a year's total, and then you can instruct the credit union to credit this payment in this installment. So for example, if you want to pay maybe 10 cedis a month for 12 months, so you can pay 120, and then you can instruct the credit union to credit it monthly. So that could be your monthly savings for that year. So it is very possible. Whichever way you want to do it, it's very possible. I hope your question is answered.
Yeah, okay. Because some of us, it's difficult to be paying monthly because we are a little bit busy. We can forget. So we need to plan towards it. So thank you
Okay.
very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else with a question, a comment, an inquiry? Okay. So time is fast spent. If there are no questions or comments, we would round up for tonight. We will meet again another time to discuss the progress of the credit union. But at this juncture, I would like to say a big thank you, gratitude, gratitude, gratitude to all of you for making the time for joining us on this call to listen and to interact with us. This is what the family is about. This is what the credit union family is about. So at this point, with whatever you have learned from here, you can also share with your friends, your family, your prospects. You can encourage all of them to join the PGW Credit Union because we have a lot in store for you. There are many bigger things coming. And for you all who are already partners, keep it up, keep doing the good work. For those of you who are new, take the decision now and join the union because we have big plans for everybody. So thank you so much. Also, thank you, Mr. Kennedy, for this report. We really appreciate the good work you're doing together with the board for the credit union. We really appreciate you. This is what leadership is about. A leader is someone who cares and who takes into consideration the progress of his team members or of his members and his business. So thank you so much, Mr. Kennedy. We really appreciate it.
Pat,
Thank you so much. Yes, sir.
can you please make me co-host? Let me show something.
Oh, okay. Okay, I don't see your other identity on here.
Okay, all right. Let me try and all right. Let me try and see if I can do something. So that is KENN. Try KENN. All right. So I saw a question about interest rates. I always hear people asking this question all the time. I just want to show a sample. We still formalizing the loans committee, and at the AGM we're going to introduce them all to you. But just look at something here. I just want to show you a sample interest rate, how it works. Pat, have you worked on it?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, but it's not showing. I'm not a host.
Yeah, say your host.
Okay, all right. Let me try and see. Okay, thank you very much. So we can all see on our screen. We can all see on our screen a sample interest rate. So if someone is taking a loan within savings, for example, if someone is taking a loan, please let me know if you can see on your screen the interest rates.
No, we can't see it now. You've stopped sharing. Okay, so I think we lost the revolutionist once again. As for tonight, his US internet is not helping at all. Okay, so I think he was trying to show us in regards to a question that was asked on the interest rates that is paid on the loan. So like I answered previously, it depends. And that was a screen he was trying to share. So based on the loan you are taking, if the loan is within your savings, so let's take for instance, maybe you have 500 Ghana cedis in your savings account and you want, let's say, a 200 Ghana cedi loan. So you can, that means your loan is within your savings. So there is an interest rate which is charged on that. If let's say you have again 500 Ghana cedis, but you want to take 1,000 Ghana cedis, that means a double of your savings. So that also comes with its own interest rate. The same way, if you have 500 Ghana cedis and you want to take maybe 1,005, that is triple your savings. So that also comes with its own interest rate. So I think that was what he was trying to share with us before his internet trip. So we will try and see if he can join us for the last time before we say good night. But until then, any other further questions or comments from anybody as we await the revolutionist to restore his internet and join us before we close? Anybody? Okay, so Veronica, you don't have any question? Richard, Ms. G, Joel, iPhone, Favor, Delaco, Emmanuel's iPhone. Any questions for us? Any comments? Okay, so I guess at this point, maybe everybody understands everything we have done here, or maybe we all didn't understand anything at all. But anyhow, we would call this evening a successful evening. Okay, so Delaco says no questions for now. Okay, thank you so much. So that means you understood what we did, but you just don't have any questions now. That is great. Okay, so at this point, I think the revolutionist is still not back on. His internet is tripping a little bit this evening. So we will call it an evening, and then we will communicate duly with you when the next meeting is going to happen. So on this note, thank you so much once again for making the time to join us on this presentation Okay, so Mr. Rocky has a message for us. Mr. Rocky is one of our top leaders, and he says, let's all encourage our downlines to join this noble credit union. Thanks. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Rocky. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much. So let's all take this advice from Mr. Rocky so that we all grow together. Thank you so much. So PGW Credit Union, a happy family for a better life and a better future. My name once again is Patience. Thank you so much for joining. At this point, you can unmute yourself and say bye-bye. Have a wonderful evening and an amazing week ahead. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye. God bless you all.